Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. For today we're out in this beautiful morning to check out a 2002 Sea Ray 480 Sedan Bridge that's up for sale in Jacksonville, Florida. This one's up for sale through my good friend Reed Hawkins at Huckins Yachts. And at the time of shooting the video, she was up for sale for $259,900. She measures in at just over 51 feet in length. She's got a beam of just over 15 feet and a draft of just under 4 feet. But one of the things I love about this boat is it's very much a multi-purpose yacht. If you're interested in cruising, fishing, and even liveaboard use, this is the one to consider. As a step on board, it's got an extended canopy over the aft cockpit, but it's also got an extended hydraulic bathing platform. So this way, if you wanted to have something like a jet ski as a sports tender, you could put it on here and it's easy to launch and retrieve. And it's also got boarding ladders built into the platform as well, if you're into swimming and diving. There's also seats for this aft cockpit that those have currently been removed, but I like the fact that they are removable. That way if you want more space for entertaining or fishing, you can easily remove them, but if you want that extra comfort, you can easily bring them back on board as well. And as well as having a hydraulic platform out here, there's also storage in the transom itself. There's a good solid hand-holding place all the way along. This one's got the cable master system for easy launch and retrieval of the shore power connections. And if you're into swimming and diving, things like that, there's a shower built into the transom as well, so that way you can rinse off before stepping on board. And you'll see we've got a lot of the decking that's been replaced. I really like this matting effect. It's so much easier on your feet as you walk. And you'll see that there's replacement parts that's here for the high traffic area, like the steps at the side leading up to the side deck. And as I make my way up, I like the fact that this one's got so much ease of access for everybody on board. You really feel the advantage of that beam. And as I step up here, I've got the guardrail on the outside keeping me safe, but I've also got a handrail up overhead that I can grab onto as well. And that just makes it far easier, whether you want to come up here for the bow, if you want to lay out, but also if you're just doing your anchoring or your close quarter manoeuvring and you need somebody to grab the bow lines. It's a very safe and easy boat to do that on. And speaking of anchoring, this one does have an electric windlass. You can operate that here on the bow, but you can also operate it from the Flybridge. And not only do we have a deep anchor locker here, but this one's got a deck wash system built in, so that way you can rinse off the chain and the anchor as you bring it back on board. And then as I pan the camera around, again you get that grasp of the beam. You can see the area in the front that we have where you can lay out, and this one's got a storage box that's mounted up there as well. It's an ideal spot to put all your bow lines, your fenders and things like that, perhaps even the window covers when they're not in use, and keep it all safe and secure. And as I make my way back, the eagle-eye viewers will notice this one's got brackets mounted on the side, because at one point this one actually had outriggers fitted. You can tell that throughout this yacht's life it's enjoyed both fishing and cruising. And very few fishing boats will offer as much comfort as this one. And again, if you are into fishing, just look how much space we've got in this aft cockpit before I head inside and show you the lower accommodation. It really is a great setup that we have on this one. And if you wanted to, you can also have this fully enclosed with canopy enclosures. And then before leading up to the Flybridge, there's actually a little hatch on the step itself. And in here you're going to find your DC controls. This has got all the access to the generators, the batteries and things like that. This has got a Northern Lights 12 kilowatt generator. It was installed in 2019 and currently has under 500 hours on the clock. And I like the fact that the Flybridge is easily accessible, mainly because this is the only helm on board, but look how much space we have up here. Everybody's going to be wanting to join you up here as you're cruising. You can see again we've got rod holders along the back. But the other one I want to point out is you'll notice that there's air conditioning vents. That's because you can have this fully enclosed with isinglass canopy enclosures. And then that way in the middle of the Florida summer you can still crank out the AC, be cruising along and not have to worry about that heat. The helm seats have also been replaced, and they've also updated the Garmin electronics package all into 2024 with new radar, new autopilot, multifunction displays. You get your full engine instrumentation, bow thruster control, and all your toggle switches, your fusion stereo, and again those AC vents and controls. And in front of the helm we've also got a seating area. Again, there's another vent up here, so if you did have that enclosure up, everybody up here would be nice and cool. You got a cockpit table or a wet bar area. And then this one's got a solid hardtop, but as well as having that hardtop, it actually has a hatch up there too, and there's lighting up here as well. So whether you're cruising or at anchor, this would be a great place to relax with friends and family, and plenty of visibility for both cruising and also for doing all your close quarter manoeuvring. And then if we take a look inside, this boat is over 20 years old, and in very few places you'll feel that way. It's such a comfortable boat. There's so much headroom. I love the shine off the woodwork. You get that large TV in the saloon, and if you notice behind the seats there's more storage. Storage is very much something that's a big focus on this one. There's custom cabinetry, which I'll show you later on. But if you wanted to use this for extended cruising or full-time liveaboard use, you could easily do so. So you got the saloon on one side, an L-shaped sofa area, and there's storage underneath those seats as well. And then as much as we've got a tremendous amount of natural light just now, you can see all the artificial light up there as well. And then I like the fact that all the lockers, drawers and cabinets throughout the yacht have got that push button mechanism. This one's designed for offshore use. She's going to cruise in the high teens, somewhere around 18, 19 knots. And in the right condition, wide open throttle, you'll be hitting in the mid-20s. So it's definitely one that's going to be capable of taking on any conditions, and everybody should feel safe and secure on board. Making your way up to the galley. Again, inside here, you're going to find that we've got things like your drinks locker. And I like the fact that if you look at things like the countertops, have got a lip on them, so nothing can slide off while the boat's underway. And then underneath those countertops, this one's got both a refrigerator and a freezer. Ideal for, again, extended cruising and living on board. And then it's got a 3-burner electric stovetop. And I like the fact that the pots and pans aren't going to slide off because of that rail around it, but it also gives you something to grab onto as well. And there's a good amount of headroom here as well as natural light. So if you are going to be doing any sort of serious cooking here, you're not going to have that claustrophobic feeling that you sometimes have on yachts. And I was also curious that the map that I've just moved is from the Virgin Isles. And I can't help but think throughout this yacht's life, perhaps it's been down there as well, because it's a very capable offshore cruiser. And behind here, not only do we have storage, but you're also going to find things like you've got that toaster air fryer oven up top, and you get the microwave convection oven down below. So all your favourite meals and snacks can easily be prepared on board. Then this splits into two parts. You've got your deep sink, and this has got the shower head faucet, which is ideal if you're doing things like the dishes. And the other side leads straight into the trash can. And then opposite, you notice that we've got that custom cabinetry up there. And then we've got a dining area. And I'm really impressed with the storage that's underneath here, because this has got a drawer system. Again, that push button lock mechanism, but it's pretty much the entire length of that bench seat. So you can pull this all the way out, and you can put all sorts of dry goods in there. That'd be a great spot to enjoy some meals on board. And again, you can see all those air conditioning vents, so it's nice and cool. Couple of steps down, and this one's got 3 cabins on board. But this one's got a very unique setup. Somebody over the years has been able to look at this and see the different voids that's on board, and full utilization has been implied. You got the refrigeration in here. In the cabinet, they've also got a washer-dryer combination unit. That way you get clean clothes, fresh towels, fresh linens, things like that. But I've never been on a boat of any size that's got storage like this. Because if I open this door, this will swing all the way around. You can just keep pushing it round. And then behind that, they've taken advantage of the void space that was back here as well. So anybody that's looking at doing serious cruising, you know that storage is always a premium. And on a boat of this size, to have 3 cabins and have as much storage as it does It's extremely rare. It's a really clever setup, and this is definitely custom over the years, and this isn't how it came out of the yard from Serie on day one. And you'll notice it's also got those slots in there for ventilation, and that way you don't have to worry about that same damp, mouldy smell that you sometimes have on yachts as well. And as well as that custom cabinetry, there is also storage overhead. It's got opening portholes, so that way you get more light and fresh air in here if you want. You've got those curtains to give you privacy as well as the darkness. And then opposite, you're going to find you've got a double guest cabin. And even this far forward in the yacht, I still don't have any issues with headroom. I'm over 6 foot tall, and there's plenty of room in here. There's storage underneath the bed. Then if I sit down on the bed, you'll see that this one's got a TV VCR combination unit. Again, you've got opening portholes as well. But check out how deep this locker space is. It looks almost like a sauna rather than a hanging locker space, especially with all that woodwork and cedar lined. And then you've got drawers at the bottom. And behind the door, this leads into the guest heads compartment. You can access it from here for privacy, but you can also access it from the main passageway. And then from the main passageway, you can see it's easy to get in here. You get a separate toilet and shower. This is a good point to highlight. This one's got a 6 to 8 gallon holding tank capacity. She's got 140 gallons of fresh water and 500 gallons of fuel on board. And that shower's also got the option where you've got a little seat mounted into the fiberglass as well, so that way you can sit down or stand up, whichever's more comfortable for you. And plenty of storage in there for your toiletries and personal belongings. And then leading to the bow, that's where you're going to find the owner's stateroom. This time you've got an island berth, that way you can access it from either side. Little storage drawers along either side as well. You've got a TV mounted on the bulkhead, opening portholes to the side, opening hatch overhead too. Plenty of artificial light in here. And then behind this mirror, this is actually a full height hanging locker space. Again, it's all cedar lined, it's also illuminated. And then on the opposite side, rather than having a hanging locker space, it's more like shelving units that's in here, but plenty of storage regardless. And then beneath the bed, we've got storage lockers and drawers in here, and you can also access some of the storage from underneath the mattress too. Being that this is the owner's cabin, this one's fully ensuite, again with a separate toilet and shower compartment. There's storage lockers and drawers, there's storage behind the mirrors. And the older I get, the more I appreciate things like that handrail along the front of the sink as well, especially if it's going to be while the boat's underway. But plenty of room, especially for a boat of this size. And then lastly, I want to take you into the engine compartment. The engines are easily accessed, and you can get to it through the lazarette. But I also want to point out that if you're looking at doing major upgrades, you can lift this carpet and there's access underneath the saloon. But for the benefit of this video, we can just pop down into the lazarette. And this one's powered by twin Cummins. They're QSM-11 diesel engines. They're 616 horsepower each with approximately 1800 hours on the clock. A lot of work's been done to these engines. They've actually had their 2000 hour service. But down here you can see we've got the cruise air conditioning. There's a total of 4 units on board. This has got a folding gangway that's included with the sail of the boat. And you've got that generator back here. There's a lot of soundproof insulation in this area, so I'd imagine when the generator's running, you'd hardly notice it. And then behind the generator, you're going to see things like all your steering gear. You get your shore power breaker. You get that cable master for your shore power cable itself. And then there's a little hatchway that leads down and takes you into the engines itself. So the engines have got a clever setup. You've got your dripless shafts, but you've also got easy access to all your day-to-day servicing. So your oil and water separator, but you can even do all your oil changes here. The injectors have been tuned, the heat exchangers pulled, cleaned and tested in the summer of 2024. Both the turbos were rebuilt in 2018, and the starboard turbo was actually replaced in 2021. The Virus bow thruster has got a dedicated battery. There's spare props included with the sail. And the fuel lines have all been replaced in 2018 too. So there's been a lot of maintenance and servicing done on this boat, as well as tasteful upgrades over the years. And I'm sure both the broker and the owner would welcome any sea trial, survey, inspection, because I honestly doubt you'd find anything major with this one. You can also see access, like I mentioned before, from the saloon if you were ever doing any major work. And then there's fans and ventilation in here too, for when you're servicing when it's underway. I'd like to thank Reed for the opportunity to come on board, check this one out. I'll leave a link in the description to his contact details. But I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe button. It really does make a difference. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks everyone.